My mama gonna go to war, nigga. I don't give a fuck how old she is or how old I am. So if I got a pops, that nigga don't do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah. But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see shit doing.
Right, it's about to get worse.
Dion already doing that. We all saw what we saw. You know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's all
when you a teammate and push him like, man, like, let's go. He pushed him like,
get off of me. Get off of me.
Get off me.
No, don't touch me.
Was it worth the $30,000? Now? in the moment.
In that moment.
In the moment.
He was up.
You remember? Was it bingo night or was it? 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. But I'm gonna keep it high level, and this is gonna just give you the beats. And I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on, the core issue, is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like this. This is why I'm broke and you got money. This whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is,
I am undefeated in me playing basketball, and I just want to line up.
He's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real.
He's funny.
I want to go rebound. Shoot.
This one?
Cut that up, baby. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's ugly. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. I know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
Well, you think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what, big dog?
Yes, I'm light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now.
Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it. Making y'all go fade to black. I know what happened to you. I'm on the attack. Bwah, 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 bwah. Try to come in like I'm Jigga. Oh, what's up, party people? Let's talk some talk. There's a lot to talk about around chill. Boy. The sports media, the entertainment, lifestyle, culture, politics, all the above, man. I don't know what it is about me. You know, everybody say, I'm from the mud. I got it from the mud. I don't know about all that. I just know that when things get dirty, when it's goal line, put me in, coach. I like goal line defense. It gets gangster. So we going to have some fun being gangster. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with us right now. I got Francisco Aguilera, as always, in the building. Dominique D'Angelo, yo, we up in here, and we about to have some fun. So, yeah. You know we doing this show, boy. We flow, boy. So let's get into these politics first. I like that flow. I like how we did it yesterday. That was good. We keep building, then we get to the stuff that's going to unite us, get back into that sports. But we're going to start with these ticks. All right? So I want everybody to understand, this is the feeling right now. This is how the world is acting right now. You say something they don't like, look at this guy. Looks like a nice guy. Well, then you look a little closer, maybe not so nice, maybe somebody thought he wasn't that nice. Look at the little blood right there, and he got to say this to everybody.
Self-defense.
You know where it's going, right? Look at his face. I don't even want to hear the sound. I just want to see it. Okay, your politics are not like mine. You heard me. You heard me. I am the one that's going to laugh at you when you mad at me. Because why I got to be mad at you? Now, I'm not an angel. Trust me, not an angel. But I think the things that we are getting bloody over are not necessary. Now, you may think that they are, and that's what we're going to go through in the first segment of this show. It's how you're all getting propagandized. Is that a word? Yes, it is. You are getting suckered, right? And y'all think it's fresh. It's almost like the person who loves music, but you love the songs that they play because you have been programmed by the jukebox. The top 40 got your heart, they got your eyes, they got you. So when the American empire finally collapses, historians won't be stunned by the greed of the elite. They'll be stunned by the loyalty of the poor. Woo, we getting back to that line. The working class didn't just vote against their own interests. They worship the billionaires robbing them. Oh, man, we got this celebrity love culture. Oh, man, he's somebody. Why? Because he's famous. You mean a camera put in front of him makes you believe him? Oh, my goodness. They slashed their own benefits, gutted their own health care, and cheered while the rich wrote off private jets as tax deductions. Not because it helped them, but because they were told it would hurt someone else. Oh, that empathy card is played so strong. Oh, it's the big joker in the deck. And that right there is how you rig a democracy without even breaking a single law. But let's get back to this because I really felt this one. Historians won't be stunned by the greed of the elite. They'll be stunned by the loyalty of the poor. Okay, I've been poor before. You've been poor before? Raise your hand. Okay, when you have been poor before, you start to understand how this world works. Because I said poor before. Maybe you're not poor anymore. Maybe you're rich. Maybe you're just not poor. Whatever it may be, once you ascend in class, an enlightenment occurs with that ascension. Now, a lot of people haven't ascended, so therefore remember, when you are talking to the masses, sometimes you're just spitting in the wind of those who have not been enlightened to that new level. Now, this doesn't mean that they're dumb. It doesn't mean that they're not intelligent. But there is an ignorance to this world based on what you are exposed to. That's why every nonprofit charity foundation wants to expose kids to more so that the kids can see more and then try to achieve more. We are nothing but big kids. So what's happening in this world is what we're being exposed to, and we have thrown away our newspapers and our magazines for what? Social media. We got the whole world in our hands, and you think you got the whole world in your hands, but all you getting is a slice of this pizza. And they cooking it just like you want it and just like they need it. The problem with that is you're not getting the full circumference. The problem with that is you're not getting full exposures. The problem with that is not feeding you. That's not going to feed your soul, and those are not the proper nutrients. But have a slice, okay? And that's what's happening. So when you were poor, when I was poor, man, the world looked completely different than when you got $5. People acted different, everything. There's things called yacht culture. You ever heard of yacht culture? There's a Lambo culture. All these like fancy terms. There's a culture for everything. When you think there's only a certain amount of cultures, there's a culture for everything, which means there's an etiquette, which means there's a way that you respond to people, the way that you interact with people. The higher you go up, the more people are talking about a collective in terms of helping each other. The lower you go down, the more people are cut off, more people are close to the vest, the more people are protecting their assets in the sense of, I don't want to share. There's a commonality when you get up there like, yo, let's break bread together, because they know about the power of multiples. We don't know about that when you're broke. You think, I got to go get it. I got to go get it. When you get up there, you say, no, I'm going to use your money to invest in what I want, and then we're going to go get it. Just a difference. So I'm not going to go too long on that, because I'm going to let others illustrate exactly what I'm talking about. So right now, we all know in our country, everybody has an issue with ICE, whether it's they're supporting ICE and they're like, let law enforcement, let federal agents do what they do, or they have an issue with how they're doing it. So the protesters, and unfortunately, at least 2 people have lost their life over the interactions between ICE agents and common citizens, U.S. citizens. So obviously this is a hot button issue, but why are we really even having this issue? The immigration laws is at the core and the foundation of this conversation. Before you even talk about the lives lost in the protests, peaceful or not, you got to talk about why they're even out there in the first place. Why is ICE there? And being real, why are you protesting it? So this is interesting. You know, in this show, I don't do the Democrat-Republican thing, okay? I don't like that, because I think that distracts us. As my coach told me in football, there's only 2 things they could do: run the ball or pass it. Stop overthinking it. So every time somebody get into their Democrat little bunker or their Republican bunker, I just like, oh God, here we go. You're overthinking it. It's simple, right? You're going to live and you're going to die. So let's live peacefully as much as we can. This is one of the reasons, if not the core reason, of why people are out there protesting or people are supporting ICE. Let's hear it.
Look at this above my head. This is the 2030 apportionment forecast, which will be based off the 2030 census. So this is predicting if states will increase in electoral votes, decrease in electoral votes, or stay the same. If you pay attention, every single state that's decreasing in electoral votes is blue.
Okay. Now, this is his video, he ain't listen to me. So he got it broken down, and if you want to read the legend of it, basically he's saying with population and how the electoral vote is going to respect that population, that blue states are forecasting a decrease in the voters. We're going to continue.
Essentially, every state that's green is either red or trending red. You can argue or debate about Georgia, but my overall point still stands. This is terrifying for Democrats, and I'll explain why. This is also likely why Joe Biden let in millions upon millions of illegal immigrants, and why we've seen Democrats fighting us so hard to enforce our immigration laws and deport these illegal immigrants. So 3 things are converging at once right now. The first one is people are moving from blue states to red states. The only reason California has been seeing consistent population gains is due to international migration to California. Americans are moving out of California to red states.
Okay, I live in California. I ain't moved yet, so not all of us, but you ain't lying. I lost a lot of homies. Pour out some liquor. They are in Texas. They are in Tennessee. They are in Florida. They are in Nevada. That's real spit. I don't know what the hell the census is talking about. Everybody dipsetting out of here. Now, a lot of them say they say the same thing. They say it's the taxes. We're paying too much, lack of leadership, the crime, the homelessness. The homelessness is really an issue out here. It's insane. Like, you get off the freeway from any area and you're like, yo, is that another city underneath the freeway off-ramp? Like, it's unreal. So people don't understand why leadership is not controlling that or addressing that in a way where your taxpayer monies are being justified. So people are like, all right, well, if you got $5, I'm out of here.
And again, why is this important? Because of apportionment. So let's take this a step back and let's just talk about off the jump when it comes to presidential elections. Electoral votes. Republicans start at an advantage when it comes to electoral votes, meaning there are more solid red states than there are solid blue states. So depending on how you look at it, Republicans start with around a 240 electoral vote baseline before the election even really begins. That's baked in. Democrats start with around a 200 to 210 electoral vote baseline. Republicans already have the advantage there, and that's essentially just off the rip. So let's think about this. I'm going to go back a little bit. First thing, Republicans already have a baked-in advantage when it comes to the Electoral College. They already start closer to 270 than Democrats do. Again, this is based off of solid red states versus solid blue states. Now, here's the second thing. Individuals are moving out of blue states and moving to red states, which then in 2030, from then on, for the next 10 years, it will increase red states' electoral vote baseline. So once 2030 starts, the advantage for Republicans will even be larger. Now, let's add the third thing, which is voter registration. Democrats are losing a ton of voters. Independents are gaining a ton of voters at Democrats' expense, and Republicans are gaining in voter registration. So now let's add those three things. Democrats have a lower baseline when it comes to electoral votes. The census shifts are going to lower their baseline even further when it gets to 2030. And they're having registration issues. They're losing voters. What is one way to offset this? Immigration. Remember, the census counts bodies, not citizens. So when Trump is deporting immigrants, this is harming Democrats because, again, they want to have a bunch of illegal immigrants in this country because it helps them protect the structure. They don't want to lose electoral votes. Well, if people are moving out of their states, what's the way they can increase their population? Import people. They don't want their baseline when it comes to electoral votes lowered. Again, import people. This is essentially one of the most effective ways they can fight back to stop the underlying structure from changing that would disadvantage them even further. This is why they're fighting us enforcing our immigration laws so aggressively, because it is existential for them in many ways. And this is why you see panic, moral absolutism, apocalyptic language like the world's coming to an end. It's also why you see total refusal to compromise. They hide all of this behind morality and compassion. But in reality, they're just trying to preserve their power. And having a bunch of illegal immigrants in this country is a way they can do that. It allows them to still somewhat be competitive. Because when you stack all these things up, it's kind of brutal. Think about it. Republicans already have an advantage when it comes to electoral votes. Democrats are losing citizens to red states, which is going to increase Republicans' advantage even further when it comes to electoral votes, apportionment, Congress, etc. On top of that, there are more people registering Republican than Democrats, so they're losing the voter registration battle at the moment. But one of the ways to offset this is to have a bunch of immigrants in their states. So again, Democrats are not just being compassionate out of the goodness of their heart for all these illegal immigrants. Yeah. They're using emotion to manipulate people into helping them preserve a structure that keeps them somewhat in power. Or they want to stop the structure from eroding their power. Either way, again, it's not about compassion. It's not about being kind out of the goodness of their heart. It's about federal power. And I just sent out an article about this to my Substack subscribers probably like an hour ago, explaining this in more detail. So in the future, if you want emails like this into your inbox that really help inform and kind of give you a perspective on things that are happening, the link is in my profile. Go to my...
Yes, go to his profile, blah, blah, blah. All the above. Once again, let's just pick up the breadcrumbs as they've been dropped. Let's be real about this world, okay? Let's be real about this country in particular. When you see all this infighting, right? When you hear the rhetoric, when you see the protests, I think a lot of times we get caught up in the window dressing, as they call it. We get caught up in the top layer. We get caught up in, oh man, that's wrong. Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. Oh, why'd you do that? Oh, why'd you stop me? Why didn't you comply? We get caught up in that. We get caught up in the simplest of actions and not the deepest of intentions. So I understand where the emotions come from, even in people who find themselves typically emotionless. I am an emotionless person. I am working on trying to turn some of my logic off and turn some of my emotion on. But I've always been this way. So therefore, I've always looked at people when they come with the empathy card, the compassion card. I don't just respond to their emotions. I respond to their actions and to their logic. Why are you looking out for me? You know, nobody's doing anything for free, right? So this is not about Democrats to me. This is not about Republicans to me. What this is about is you. It's about me, how we getting played. Okay, so now all of a sudden, I know we got veterans everywhere. Talking about them freeway off-ramps full of veterans. My wife is a nurse anesthetist. She volunteers sometimes at some of these camps out here. Camp Pendleton and all that. Cats in there decapitated, mentally insane, all the above, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially destroyed. And they are not getting proper benefits. Now, they're getting some support. Let's not go there. The same thing with NFL players, and they always talk about they retire, nobody looking out for them. No, don't do that. Now, proper benefits is a different conversation. But we know in general, they're not supporting the veterans like we thought they would or they should, especially for them putting their lives on the line for our country. That's one. Now we talk about the homeless people, the other people who have mental illness issues, found themselves at the fork in the road and went left instead of right. Life is not working out for them. We have our own issues, domestic issues, American-born issues. Look at the budgets. Then you start to see all the fraud that we're talking about that's coming a lot of from immigrants. You just gotta, I just want you to stop and think. Thomas Sowell, one of the best quotes ever. Doesn't matter how smart you are if you don't stop and think. And that's the problem when people get emotional. You're not stopping. Matter of fact, you're speeding up. And you're not thinking. You're going out there and you're risking it all and you're helping them get more power. And it's not going to help you. Because if it was going to help you, they would have helped us. They would have helped our own. Veterans all messed up and they like, oh, no, but what country are you from? You got to just see through it. And if you don't see through it, then you just don't have your eyes open. So let's keep talking about immigration and how immigration seems like right now it's a Trump issue and an ICE issue, which it is. But if you really keep perspective, it was an issue for others as well.
There are those in the immigrants' rights community who have argued passionately that we should simply provide those who are illegally with legal status, or at least ignore the laws on the books and put an end to deportation until we have better laws. And often this argument is framed in moral terms. Why should we punish people who are just trying to earn a living? I recognize the sense of compassion that drives this argument. But I believe such an indiscriminate approach would be both unwise and unfair.
Talk.
It would suggest to those thinking about coming here illegally that there will be no repercussions for such a decision. And this could lead to a surge in more illegal immigration. And it would also ignore the millions of people around the world who are waiting in line to come here legally. Ultimately, our nation, like all nations, has the right and obligation to control its borders and set laws for residency and citizenship. And no matter how decent they are, no matter their reasons, the 11 million who broke these laws should be held accountable.
Go Columbia. Ah, blah, blah, blah. That man is articulate. Articulate. Did I say it right the first time? He is eloquent. He is almost all things in demeanor, right? He's almost all things anti-Donald Trump in terms of how he's going to project his message. But don't forget, in this world, we can handle this like gentlemen. You just heard President Obama talk about the same issue. We can handle this like gentlemen, or we can get into some gangsters. It was already laid out for you before we got here. I voted for that man, Donald Trump. I voted for that man, President Obama. We tried to handle it like gentlemen, but now we into some gangster. But I forget all of that. Just remember the person that you're hating and that thin line between the person that you loved. And in this situation, it wasn't even a line between them. This is not my first video showing you if you didn't know who was talking, which is completely obvious based on how he talks and how well he speaks. But if we just had written text If it was just closed caption, we couldn't see it. That's Donald Trump. Yeah, right here. That's Donald Trump. President Obama said the same thing. So you can argue all you want, and guess what? You're spitting in the wind. You've been caught. You've been trapped. You now like a song that you don't like because they keep forcing it down your throat, down your ears. Oh, I love this song. No, you didn't. You didn't like Whoop, There It Is when it first came out. But you heard it 1,000 times, and you're like, oh, you're right. You got me here. And actually, that bass line does go. So look, I know a lot of people are like, oh, we hate politics. We hate all this and that. I don't. You know why I don't? Because I can literally see. It's like a football play to me almost. I can see why you messed up. I can see why you tripping. I can see why you caught up. Because you forgot that the side you're rooting for was on the same side you now hating on. You forgot. In football, it's the same thing. You know why they send guys in motion? For discovery? Are they in man? Are they in zone? You send them in motion. Go in motion, Wes Welker. Go in motion. He be jogging. He ain't doing nothing. He just showing Brady. Hey, Brady, you know what we got now? We got this option route. You know where I'm going. And the other reason they do it, distraction. Discovery and distraction. Somebody on that team of 11 players is going to look at that motion and all of a sudden lose his eye discipline. Forget, I got to be looking at this tackle. Why he coming in here? He about to crack back? He about to crack block on me? He better not. That little ass blue and I do this. And guess what they do? Pass block. Guess what happens? I ain't got no pressure, no rush, nothing. Guess what happened? He's sitting back in the pocket reading story time. I'm just letting you guys know when you're getting caught up in it. That's it. Continue.
But one of the most significant differences, critical for moving from polarization to productivity, is that the Wikipedians who write these articles aren't actually focused on finding the truth. They're working for something that's a little bit more attainable, which is the best of what we can know right now. And after 7 years there, I actually believe that they're onto something. That for our most tricky disagreements, seeking the truth and seeking to convince others of the truth isn't necessarily the best place to start. In fact, I think our reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction that is preventing us from finding consensus and getting important things done.
Consensus! That's all I want. Now, I am trying to travel Truth Boulevard to get to Consensus Street, and I know how it goes. Because people are like, you're on that side, you're on that side. I don't care what you're thinking. Just listen, and listen to yourself. You're literally hating on the things that you love. Make that make sense.
Now, none of that's to say that the truth isn't important. The truth obviously exists. It's at the core, or the search for the truth is at the core of some of our greatest human achievements. It can animate and inspire us to do, learn, and create great things. But I think in our messy human hearts, we also know that the truth is something of a fickle mistress, and that the beauty of the truth is actually often in the struggle. It's the reason that we have so many sublime chronicles of the human experience, because there are so many different truths to be explored. And so in this spirit, I know that the truth exists for each of you in this room. It also probably exists for the person sitting next to you. But the thing is, the two of you don't necessarily have the same truths. And this is because for many of us, truth is what we make when we merge facts about the world with our beliefs about the world.
Boom.
Each of us has our own truth, and it's probably a good one. It's based.
It's based. Oh, it's based. Let's stay based. Y'all know how the internet be talking about based, right? Gangster. Oh, man, that's too good. That's too good. That's too good. Woo. And look, I'm still a man. She beautiful. I don't know who the hell she is. That smart and that beautiful? What school did you go to, girl? Holla, holla, holla. All right, let me help the fellas out. We're going to shift our politics to a little bit of lifestyle because I know it's a lot. I see the comments. Let me read y'all. A lot of dudes in here. A lot of Zorros. A lot of sticks. A lot of poles. Where my women game up? I got to get my women game up. I see you guys in here. A lazy engineer thought said people hate the truth.
I mean, look, the truth hurts, so I don't know how many people raise their hand for some pain. Anybody raising their hand to be hurt? No. So therefore, if the truth hurts, people don't want to hear the truth. I understand that. All good, all good. Well, fellas, if you're like me, you struggle at times understanding the opposite gender. I am in a marriage 14 years strong, and I'll be candid. My wife, she look at me like, dog, you are a mess. Because y'all can see, I'm very logical. And being a man, it's cool to be logical if you're going to be with another man. And I'm not. So I got a little bit of an issue. Let's talk through this.
For example, a woman never tells you what she's thinking. She only tells you what she's feeling. And a man doesn't tell you what he's feeling. He only tells you what he's thinking. That's why they're always arguing, because they think they're listening to hear each other. So when a woman says to you, get out, don't come back, don't leave. Don't pack your bag, brother. That's just the way she feels at the moment. If you leave, she'll kill you. And when a man says, woman, you're stupid, it doesn't mean that's what he feels about you. That's what he calculated and he analyzed for the moment of the present condition that you seem to be acting a little stupid.
Guilty. God dog. How many times have I talked? This is why I get in trouble with dudes who are more in tune with their emotional state. Real spit. Anybody out there that I've criticized that got an issue with it is because they're in tune with their feminine side. They're probably raised by their auntie, whatever it may be. Jokes aside, they are like, yo, that didn't feel good. I'm like, feel good? I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about it. I did a calculation of what I heard, and I am destroying what I heard. I am not destroying you. And now it clicked after watching this clip. I'm not lying. I was like, oh, that's what's wrong with them. Because I couldn't figure it out. I was like, dog, I know I'm imperfect. Talk about it. I don't care. I need help. But when I do it to them, that's why people can dish it out but can't take it back. Right? They can't, I can dish it out. Don't give it back. Oh, no. Because they on the feeling wavelength. I'm on the logical one. Let's keep going.
So he doesn't mean that you are a stupid creature. He's analytically assessing your present state. Why? Because a woman is emotional, but a man is logical. They're different. So a man calculates, a woman emotes. So when you talk to a man, all he hears is information. When you talk to a woman, she's feeling the words. That's why you gotta be careful what you say to a woman.
Man.
If you call a man stupid, he simply thinks, well, that's information. He analyzes it logically. I'm not stupid, so what? So he forgets it. Now he calls a woman stupid, she remembers that for 20 years.
Yo, I just got this one with my wife. She literally brought up to me yesterday, she said, I remember the time you said I was a fake doctor because she's a nurse anesthetist. And I was like, what? I didn't mean that in a negative way. She's like, yes, you did. And that was like 14 years ago. I said, what? I said, only reason I said that is because I never heard the word anesthetist. And I said, I couldn't even say it then, and I'm barely saying it right now. And I was like, I was saying that in jest. Now, someone else has clowned you about that before or after. Don't pile my joke on to that. They were trying to come at you. I was just joking. I literally had this discussion yesterday. I was like, what are you talking about? But my wife has called me 1,000 things, and none of them are true. Because I'm like, what? I am not little. I am not dumb. Whatever she has said. It ain't true. Keep talking.
And she actually feels stupid. See? She has an emotional experience with it. They're different. They respond to life. Men and women are different. Male and female are different. When you tell a man something, he files it. You tell a woman something, it's on a hard drive. She never forgets it. We're different. It's important to know the difference. Now, look at this other point, very important here. Male and female have different needs because they're different. In my book on there, I hope you get a copy of it. I have 5 needs of a woman and 5 needs of a man. They're completely different. They're completely different. And you won't understand how unique you are until you know your 5 needs. For example, the first need of a man, the male rather, is sexual fulfillment.
Yes. And I know if you're like me, it's hard to come to grips with that. Like, yo, I need a tingle. Like, it just is. I don't know what cocktail is in a tingle, but boy, they don't sell that at no local bar. Now they sell how you can get a tingle, but they don't sell the tingle. What is in a tingle? We're talking about dopamine and all. Man, it's dopamine in everything. It's dopamine in a licorice. You know what I mean? Cheetos got dopamine. I mean that cocktail. Continue.
Driven by sexual passions. But a woman is not. A female is driven by affection. And most men don't know the difference between affection and sex. When you say an amen loud right in front of your bed. Woo. So most women are looking for a man who can give them affection. And the man, all he wants is sex. And he thinks after he's satisfied, you're happy. So he rolls over, and you stay up half of the night. I see some of y'all nodding, yeah. Because he thinks that he gave you affection. Not affection. So your needs are different. Needs are completely different.
Blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, there's so many levels of life that I love. As you guys know, I went to school to be a school teacher, and that turned into, well, I kept getting bigger, faster, stronger. Let me go take this helicopter to the NFL, and I'll be back and teach. But obviously, I haven't been to a classroom. I just one day conceptualized me being in there in a 4th grade classroom and just correcting 30 different papers that is spelling California wrong. I'm like, I don't think that's how I'm going to do my teaching, right? But I went there because I am fascinated with sociology. People think a lot of things about you and what you're doing. People always want to question your motives. My thing is, I am fascinated with the patterns of life. I am fascinated with the interactions of life, right? But I'm not fascinated by people. I don't need to be around you. I just need to know what you are contributing to this world or debiting from this world so I can run that account, so I can learn from it, so then I can profess that, so then I can spread that knowledge. That's all I like to do. So cats be like, yo, come on my show and do it. I'm like, nah. Just say something, dog. I'll break it down. I'm good. Because it's a lot of work and it steals you from your itty bitties, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So love for everybody out there. But man, I'm really like a teacher. Like I'm just trying to learn and then trying to just share. And if it's wrong, tell it it's wrong. We'll go from there. Oh, we do have a woman in here. Brand new. I see you, girl. I'm a woman. Totally agree with concept. Cause it's the truth. Okay. Not one lie detector. I'm not lying. I'm sharing that with my wife today, and hopefully that will just fix all of our issues in our marriage. I hope so. But that's being too logical. See, I got to feel so. I got to turn my feelings on. I'm telling you, when my best friend died, when he died, I literally felt the cry that I had. Not just because he was dead, because of the way he died, and I didn't get a heads up. That was the first time I realized this world ain't shit. This world is messed up. I was like, what? You mean he gone? That's one thing. You mean he didn't say goodbye? And I swear my valve went, no more emotion for you. I'm not lying. Then it got worse and worse, obviously. So I'm trying to fix it. Just being real with y'all. Okay. Another thing I'm trying to fix is how people are being propagandized into all this conversation on race. So let's talk through this one, okay? All right, we're going on that concept. I said every day we're gonna read a little excerpt from this, okay? They raised me as an American to pursue the American dream. We're talking about, now if you haven't been following the story, I ain't even gonna help you. That is your bad. Go back to the lives from every single day and check out this segment. This is a running topic on this show for the faithful ones. All right, if you've been unfaithful, ain't nobody got time for your ass. To focus on my future, not their past. There were no privilege walks, no identification with oppression. But something has changed since the 90s. and the 80s, because I grew up in the 70s and 80s, white people are being told they should feel guilty. That whiteness is bad. Is that true, white people? Y'all feeling that? I see it sometimes, but I don't know if y'all sometimes they say something about you and you be like, that ain't true. Like they be talking about NFL players all the time. I'm like, no, that ain't like how it feels. No, that's not true. So I don't know, white people tell me. That they are the permanent villains of history. Well, in this country, they try to go there. I see some of that. Black people are being told that they should feel resentful. Now, they definitely, oh my God. If the message is being felt because you hear this a lot. You get pulled over and somebody, why you pull me over? It's like, dog, let's just be honest. Did you roll that stop sign? Just be honest. Did you have something to drink? Let's just be honest. Were you on your phone? Like this, it ain't always did he catch you. It's did you do something? Or just decent respect. You might have went to high school with that cop. You never know that. I know I did. All right. That success comes from white supremacy. Obviously there are racial idolatry in this world, in this country. So there are some race hustlers for sure. That we are the permanent victims of history. It's swinging a pendulum of resentment between white and black. Yeah, that's facts. Turning us against our history, against our civilization, against each other, and against ourselves. Ooh, he is going there. And it's based on an incomplete understanding of human history. Yes! I didn't even tell him what to write. It ain't because you're, oh God. Oh, this is so deep. This dude, I found out he went to Harvard. Duh. This shit is insane. It's because people don't know it. If you knew it all, you would act different. That's it. Please understand what he just said. Specifically, the history of slavery. Yes, people act like slavery was just made up by 4 white people in 1700 and said, oh, go get the black kids. No. Oh. This has left a wound open that refuses to close. Yeah, because ignorance. People don't want to read. People want to regurgitate everything, the same thing they heard. 400 years. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey. Like, you got to go deeper. But if you don't want to do it, spit in the wind. This has left that. Oh, yeah, I read that. Healing requires truth, and the truth is more than we've been taught. Yes, you got to be real. Everyone was a villain in the history of slavery, but the West was also the first hero. Now, this is the angle. The West, we're all part of the West. Throw it up, West Sea for Leah. Understanding this shifts the burden from a specific group to humanity, yes. It also illuminates the truth. Good versus evil is not black versus white. It's a war within the human heart. It is only by telling the full history of humanity's sins that we can be freed of the mental prison trapping people of all colors. Free to see the West not as the antagonist of history, but as a complex protagonist. Flawed, complicit, but the first to change, restoring the West's moral confidence and reviving the Western spirit. We'll continue tomorrow. The West is demoralized. That sucker there writing that. I know this may be a little deeper in the water for y'all who just want to see if the Patriots going to win. We getting there too, damn it. We're going to have food today. We're going to have a meal, steak, potatoes, veggies, and some dessert. All right? So walk with me here. All right, so now, y'all want to go back to sports? Well, we got to find a bridge. How we going to get politics and sports together? Huh? I know how to do it. Stephen A. Smith. Marc Lamont Hill going to take us there. Oh, here we go. Let's get into these comments, though, right here. Somebody says, Pro Bowler, what do you think of Shedeur Sanders being a Pro Bowler? You got to watch yesterday's show, big dog. I ain't helping y'all no more. If y'all ain't riding on the train, don't act like we got to stop for you. I answered that yesterday. No, seriously, watch yesterday's. Where did I find this? On the internet. I'm on Twitter. One thing about the algorithm, see, everything has a positive side. Remember when Chris Rock made this joke? He said, everyone always talks about crack cocaine in a negative way. What about the positive side of crack? Like you get a TV for $5, right? That was a funny joke. In reality, the algorithm, it gets a bad rep. Negative connotation. But the thing is, as I construct this show, as I continue to bring in elements of this show, you know what the algorithm does? Oh, that's what you like? I can take you there. Oh, you want to talk about discrepancies in politics? Let's go. I will show you every Obama, Trump saying the same exact thing. It's genius. It's AI. It's artificial intelligence. They're reading my mannerisms. They're listening to me, more than likely. They just know how I'm scrolling. They're like, oh, this dude like to talk about sports and sports media and politics and entertainment and lifestyle and culture and curly wavy girls from Brazil and Colombia. I got this one category. Lord, I'm like, these people don't exist. There's no way. Let's get back to sports and politics, shall we?
And I'm personally struggling with that right now.
If he's, I love this question. I absolutely love this question. If he's your friend, do his political views matter so much?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm sorry.
But if he's your friend, why would you feel the need to go at him publicly?
Because of the damage that the public commentaries were. If he was saying,
okay, I gotta stop him right there. I have 3 best friends. I sound like a 4th grader, right? All these friends of mine. I have a lot of friends, right? But my core is 3 dudes. Matt, Rory, JB, my ace, okay? Then there's my sister, but I don't count her because she family. She was stuck. Here's the thing. Politics, we all disagree. We got one dude that wants to save all the sunflower seeds in the world. Like, we got one dude in our group. Every issue, you already know where he's going. Empathy. Giving all to him. Almost like socialism. I'm like, God dang, dog. All right, go ahead. Then we got another friend who's not that far, I would say left, as they would say, right? Progressive, whatever you want to say. But he's over there. They live around the corner from each other, right? Then I got another friend who is really centric, but he's really centric because one day he's right, one day he's left, right? And then there's me. I'm conservative. I'm the old ones drinking lemonade on the porch. Boy, you better move. I'm going to get this shotgun. I'm just the old dude, right? But if you hang with me, if you know me, you think I'm the most left because I'm crazy. I'm like, we partying. It ain't that deep. That's the point. We kick it. We hang. We talk. We don't beef. We don't put people after politics. We put people before politics.
that shit to me on the phone, I would be like, yo, let me tell you what this nigga said. But when you got access to 50 million people and you saying dangerous shit.
But you don't necessarily go after every dangerous.
Unfortunately, he does. I kind of do. That's a problem. but I get your point. But this one comes right to us.
Yeah.
To us, really? Okay, so I guess when all these rappers who have access to even more people than him, you ever check the streams on these Spotify's? And I don't even call out any rappers. Oh yeah, NBA Youngboy. Okay, I was like, who's the most gangster rapper right now that's popular? It ain't Drake. It ain't Kendrick. Like, they ain't that gangster. I mean, even if they are trying to be gangster, you kind of say like, Kendrick, you're good. You're deeper than that. And Drake, you ain't really about that life. So it's like they promote all that. Are you on that crusade to stop all of this poisonous imagery and lyrics? I can't even watch a rap video with my kids. No. It's hard enough to listen to a clean version of a rap song because it's gangster. I mean, they take it, they keep the N-word in because they're like, that ain't no curse word. Y'all already saying it. So I just, my therapist told me a long time ago, he said, Marcellus, be careful. Don't be a crusader. And I was like, damn. You miss out a lot of joy in life and a lot of relationships if you become a crusader. Sounds like you on that borderline, Mark.
Mm-hmm. It would be like if I was best friends with Diddy and we up here and I just don't say nothing about it. Yeah, there's lots of fucked up people, but like he's in our world.
You consistent. Like, if we speaking about you and yourself and what you should, I think you should 100% speak out because that's been your calling card from day one.
No, it's different. Like, if somebody helped me and did something for me before and shit like that, I got a certain level of loyalty or a certain level of grace that I think that person should be awarded.
I totally get what Ish is saying as far as the loyalty, especially with somebody, helped you out or whatever. And the thing about it is when you say that, that's really from your chest. It's not just Steve, it's whoever. If somebody's in your life, you're not going to negate the fact that person, fuck just being your friend, they helped you, right? But I feel like normally we don't judge our friends, our foes, our neighbors for who they vote for. Normally, you don't let that get involved in your business dealings or whatever. This is a different time. I feel like a lot of when you align yourself with this MAGA shit as a black person, white person, whatever, you are, for me, like claiming how you feel about me. That's just how I feel about it. I feel like
that's interesting.
And the thing about me is I'm the same way. If I fuck with you a little bit, I don't really report on your shit or crack jokes. They're not as vicious. They're like light. The first person makes me think of is Amber Rose. Me, Amber Rose was always cool. That was my bitch.
Me too. That's a good point.
She tried to get me to do a podcast where when I first started my podcast, it didn't really make a lot of sense for me, but it still was like, oh, Amber Rose wants to do a podcast with me, right? And then she came out as this big Trump supporter, and she's saying all this shit, and this is the proof. Before that, she went viral for saying, I'm mixed and I'm not black. Now, normally, I would tear somebody up for that, right? But I didn't. That was enough that I could just say, you know what, that's my girl.
That's a great example.
Yes, it is.
That's a great
example.
But
when she start with that Trump shit, I chewed that bald head bitch up.
And see,
I
didn't.
would do it tomorrow.
I let her live.
I didn't.
I criticized a little bit, but I let her live way more than I would anybody else.
Let me get off of that. Blah, blah, blah. Shout out to Amber Rose, too. We did this video shoot at my house about a few months ago. In my backyard, like literally Amber Rose. I was like, I can see why. I even told her, I was like, golly. For whatever you think, and it's already thinking very highly of her, right? She's beautiful. Kanye and all them cats, right? Whatever you think, see her. You're like, what? Anyway, shout out to her. This disposal of people, it's just, it's so telling of the person who is actually acting like they have the power in disposing. You know? It's almost like the trash it should be thankful that you throw me away. Like, oh, you really don't like that I voted for this? And I question the education. I question the knowledge. I don't question if you could be articulate, you could be passionate, you could be eloquent. I don't question that. Anybody could do that. You go to any linguistics course and you can figure that out. I'm talking about how much you really know. Because if you really know, you understand this is like two wings of the same bird. What? Do you understand politics? The governance of power? Do you understand? Have you ever been to Capitol Hill? Have you ever taken even that little high school tour? Like, seriously. And I'm not saying if you have that anything about you, but you're sounding like you haven't. I ain't tripped when she called me mixed. Well, you shouldn't. Are you mixed? I ain't tripped when she said I was 6'4". I'm 6'4". Golly, they stole the identity of mixed kids, said you better be black. Racist people told us that years ago. One drop rule. And people still running around. You half white, you can't claim it? Ooh, I know that eats you. That gotta hurt. I know people that are mixed, they get around one part of the family, they act like they ain't family. I'm like, what is wrong with you? You think I think we cool? You think I think we homies and you got that much self-hate in your family? You ain't fooling me, dog. You all right? You all right? You all right? Fool, I'm 61% Nigerian and some bunch of other stuff. And then I'm 9% Western European. I wish I went to the family reunion and saw my Western Euros. Where they at? And my Nigerians. I already see them, though. I can see this. I tease my wife. She's half-half. She's Nigerian and Dutch. I said, and you walking around here saying you Nigerian and Dutch. I'm 61% Nigerian. I'm more Nigerian than you, and I don't even say I'm Nigerian. I say I'm black. Come on, y'all. We're going to finish that series. Anytime I catch a clip that's pretty long, but they really talking that real talk, we going to talk through it too. But this whole dispose of Amber Rose, hold on. Ooh, they need to update that. That's Melissa Ford. Oh, I don't know what the hell. Anyway, probably just because it's popular. You dispose of her because she voted for Trump, and then Trump is MAGA, and MAGA means no love for you. I have to show you guys how the murder rate, the rates are down to a low of 120 years. Murder rates, black people, etc. They're giving a lot of credit to Trump. Obviously, we already know how much money he's given to the black community, etc. Obviously, we know when Ice Cube was asking for billions of dollars, we called him a sellout. Obviously, we saw Ludacris and Nelly when they were trying to perform and do some work for, they call it a MAGA festival. Ludacris had to back out. People are silly. I wish we had more courage. Oh, well. All right, let's keep going. We're getting into these sports now, mommy. Mommy-ish more sports now. Coco Golf. Y'all saw the Australian Open? She lost, and she was mad at this. She was like, dog, y'all can't be filming me everywhere, can you? Yes, they can. Check this out.
Coco Golf, who is usually so even-keeled.
Yeah, she is. But she thought y'all wasn't watching. Damn it. Walked around and whooped yo. That's how I felt growing up. God dang. Coco Golf. The real conversation about that is, should we respect her privacy? Obviously, she's out off the court. She went back there. And then she didn't even start doing it around the people. She hit that corner. What's the opposite of woosah? Why? She just started going. So they made a little stink of that. My response is, like, poor Racket. The Racket's like, I ain't do nothing. It's your fault. Why you taking it out on me? Racket like, dog, swing me right better. Swing me better next time. Come on now. But I will say this. There has to be some privacy in something that is emotionally as volatile as the Australian Open. You know what I mean? That's like they have like 4 Super Bowls a year. Like, you got to give her some space. Got to give her some love from that moment right there. Okay, so let's keep going. We're into the sports part right now. I just got to laugh at this because you know how inside the NBA right now is going under fire. Everybody's talking about, oh, you know what I'm saying? They shelved him. And Barkley responded to Colin Cowherd. Maybe me, but I don't want to insert myself. But he certainly was talking about Colin because Colin had to take, like, I heard, I don't know, maybe it's conjecture, but Adam Silver didn't want inside the NBA to kind of start this season off because they got all these new partners, Amazon and all that, so Netflix and all that, right? So they're doing all these games and they wanted to shelve inside the NBA. I think it was just a coincidence. They're ramping it up second half of the season when it's important, when it matters, and also when NFL's done. We're going to ramp it up. But Barkley was like upset at that. Well, Shaq is a different animal. Shaq is King Levity. So this is what Shaq does. They had an event. They said, we want you to give us an NBA name for everybody who we say. So DJ Unleaded, you know what that means, Rudy Gobert. DJ Low Fuel, Joel Embiid. DJ just at the gas station to use the bathroom, Ben Simmons. If Yao Ming was a DJ, what kind of music would Yao Ming DJ? I don't think I'm allowed to say. What kind of music would Chauncey Billups play? Music that you can bet on. I thought that was hilarious. Right? You know, so I think it's funny. Everybody that hates on the Clippers that don't realize the Clippers are clipping, baby. We clipping everybody. Hottest team in the NBA, LA Clippers.
Before the Lakers game on the 20th, tweeted, if you guys won 15 out of 18 games at any point this season, he would eat the tweet.
Eat the tweet?
Yeah, it was a tweet, so they had to print it out and eat it. And the wall was chanting, eat the tweet.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't know nothing about that.
Do you have any advice for him as he goes and does?
And they got mad at Lynn Jones for just saying, hey, baby, you okay. You got next year, baby. You're going to be fine, okay? I just want you to keep your head up, sugar, okay? And then you're going to go on here, hey, have you heard about the tweet that he said he was going to eat if he goes 15-3? Reporters, you need to eat something.
You better try to see if he can eat something else. I don't know how healthy that is for you. Yeah.
Before the Lakers.
Messing with that. But hey, I'm just pumped because my team is this and your team ain't. Last 19 games, we're actually 16-3. We won last night. Previous 19 games, they were 3-16. First team in NBA history to have a stretch where they lost at least 16-19 and a stretch where they won at least 16-19 at any point in the season. Let alone back to back. I got to talk to Ty Lue this weekend at the barbecue I told you I went to. And Ty Lue said, look, if you really look at the beginning of the season, guys were hurt, minute restrictions, et cetera. I thought it was a three-point ball. I thought it was something schematically. He was like, nah, guys just came together. You know what I mean? And then finally I had to put down my foot and say, yo, this is what we got to do. And it took off from there. So that's how the game goes. All right, let's get into some more sports. LeBron James, whether you call him the GOAT or not, he's saying this era is much more difficult than the previous era. Woo, smoke time.
You'll be so pissed off about, like, you know, so, you know, I, at some point, like you said, there'll be a conversation that'll be brought up again, and hopefully we can kind of figure it out and get to a better place about it, because the game is different. Like, I want people to understand, and our fans to understand, that playing 82 games in the 80s and 90s is not the same as playing 82 games in the 2020s.
LeBron just knows when he's about to detonate something or step in it, and he don't give a damn. You got to give him some props for that, but I know this is going to stir it up. I'm looking at the comments right now. Let's go.
It's just not. The way we play, the level of pace, the level of the speed that we're playing at, it's a different game now. It's a totally different game. And, it's a lot of soft tissue injuries that's happened now because of it. I hope we can get a handle on that as well, because that's big in our game. I think when I first came into the league, Reese, like some of the biggest concerns of injuries was like, a high ankle sprain. You was afraid to step on somebody's ankle because there was 4 or 5 guys sitting in the paint. So, guys with athleticism, myself, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, to name a couple guys, sometimes you're afraid to take off into the lane because it was 4 or 5 guys sitting in the paint. And if you land on somebody's ankle, you get a high ankle sprain, you out 4 to 6 weeks. Now that's not really much you don't really see that as much now because the game is so spread open, it's so much pace. But now you see the new high ankle sprain is the calf.
Right.
So, hopefully we can get a handle on that from a medical standpoint. But it's just the game. I just want the fans to understand that the game is a little different. And, as NBA players, we definitely want to be out there as much.
Playing that funky, playing that. Hey, what he's saying is real, but I know it's going to come off as agenda. I bet it is harder now, so therefore we can grade you on the curve of it's harder now. Let's just get that out the way. We understand what we just heard. But let's just be real. I'm going to tell you like it happened for me. When I got into the NFL and watching the NBA as well as a peer of pro sports. So I'm watching, I'm like, damn. We more athletic than the guys before us. It is. Evolution, whatever you want to call it. I mean, when I got into the NFL, I was one of the first classes ever to have a pre-draft combine coach. That somebody, an actual guru who studied the combine, studied the skills training and said, I'm going to train you for this specific event, this sport and this specific event. Before then, all you had was guys running track or they found a track coach and said, can you teach me how to be fast for football? I'm not lying. And then every now and then you hear about one guy out here, one guy over there. He ain't doing nothing but the speed training. Then I had a guy that showed us how to measure ourselves properly and improperly. I had a guy that showed you how to jump properly, how to run the 40-yard dash, count your steps, etc. Mike Boyle, if you want to look him up, he totally mastered the combine. Next level. Mike Mamula comes to mind. He trained Mike Mamula, blew up the combine, went number 7 overall, killed it. Was not prospected to be drafted that high. He was not projected, I should say. He did. I went through his camp as well, destroyed it. But now that's commonplace. Right now, I can go down the street. I could go to Baskin Robbins and there's a dude in there that does the same thing. So it's crazy. So what LeBron is basically saying is like, look, everything has its consequence. Everything has its price. Everything has its cost. And if you look at today's game, the way that they play, their style of play, there's not just one grand national on the road anymore. I'm the fastest production card. I dare you to come next to me. Now you could just be in a Tesla. Get them. Souped up Charger. Got them. Whatever you want to do. They're everywhere. And so to his point, I do think that we need to put a little more respect on what this game is right now. But, hey, it seems like I'm spitting in the wind at times when I talk about that, right? Well, sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. Well, let's talk about what Sam Darnold feels like right now in the road to where he is, which potentially is a Super Bowl champion, as I beat it up in the comments, see what y'all talking about. Mars Madness says, yeah, Mike Boyle's still around. Oh, yeah. You know about Mike Boyle. That dude was the dude. I love him. Biggest compliment he ever gave me. It's funny how words are powerful. But you got to also be selective because some words are powerful, but they can get to you, right? So I don't know. I think you got to work on your filter system of words, like how you receive them. Because sometimes people talk bad about you. You don't want to take that in, you know? Even if it's true, you want to take it in doses. You don't want to beat yourself up. You got to be your own biggest cheerleader in this world, right? Your cheerleaders should not be bigger and stronger and faster and louder on the sidelines. They need to be in your head. I told about itty bitties this yesterday at practice. So Mike Boyle told me one time, he said, dog, you're like the best athlete to come through here. Did not say I was the best football player. Okay? Just letting y'all know this. I'm not. Not even close. But big, fast, strong move, it's your boy. Hope this hip surgery shows y'all that after that. So I love Mike Boyle, man. He don't even know probably. I told him, but he don't really know. That helped me. Because I was at a small school, then I'm coming up here with all these big dogs, and he like, no, you can go get it. I was like, ooh, I love that. All right, so let's get to this. I love this too, because sometimes they, like I said, filter the words that come to you. Remember when he was a Jet? Those words weren't so kind, were they? But now look, Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold's won more games in the last 2 years than the Jets franchise has won in the last 6 years. Somewhere where they don't want you. Turns out you better than everything that they're doing. Everything that they're doing. Because this is what they're doing. Their highest paid players for 2026 next season, Aaron Rodgers, Sauce Gardner, Justin Fields. And they try to tell you the trash. Remember we just talked about that? When sometimes the trash got to be like, thank you, get rid of me, because your trashy ass. What you talking about? So Sam Darnold, you know you balling now. They talking about you. Reactions to it. Let's go.
Give me your thoughts as a whole about Sam Darnold being the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
There are so many things about this that are incredible to me. So many. We start with the fact that the New York Jets, at one point, if we remember when he was in his last year at USC, there was a big campaign in New York, Suck for Sam. That was the Jets' theme of that year, Suck for Sam. And they sucked, and they got Sam, and they let Sam go, and not much has changed in New York. But Sam went on to go to Carolina and San Francisco and Minnesota, and now to Seattle, where he has become royalty. And it's amazing because the team that he struggled to get past the last couple of years was the Los Angeles Rams. They put him out of the playoffs last year when he was quarterbacking the Vikings. They ended the season, opened the season this year with a loss against the Rams, couldn't get past the Rams. Lo and behold, to get to the Super Bowl, he gets past the Rams. And who's waiting for him in the Super Bowl? The team that earlier in his career left him with a reputation, that left him seeing ghosts. And when we look back at the great quarterback draft class of 2018, that included Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, more, the first quarterback to reach a Super Bowl from that draft class is none other than Sam Darnold, the quarterback who was written off in New York, in Carolina, who bounced around the league, who became a journeyman until he became the man in Seattle.
Blah, blah, blah. Man, I love stories like that. God, I love it. Like, just keep your nose down, keep grinding out. See how this thing plays out, right? Instead of, don't lose your way. Don't lose your enthusiasm between wins and certainly between losses, okay? Because you're going to lose. My son, yesterday we were doing this free throw game. Oh, I want to promote this product so good. There's a smart basketball out there that tells you how many shots you made, the spin rate, the trajectory, everything. It's sick. Just look it up. I don't want to give them that much love because they ain't paid me for it. I paid them. But the point is, smart basketball. I'm out there doing it. He doing it. He at the free throw line. This dude was bricking. And you could just see him start wearing it. And I was like, MJ, it's the same shot every time. No other shot in basketball is the same every time. But this one is, okay? Don't overthink it. Just have fun. Smile. His mama said, you either be happy or you could be mad. Somehow she said that. And I was like, baby, you don't want him to play mad. And I understand what she meant, but I was like, because when you get mad, you get tense. And I was like, be loose. Be all right. You going to make it or miss it. It's okay. So we were at a difference of opinion. But the point is, this boy was wearing it. Dog. Be your biggest cheerleader. Don't wear it. Trust me. If you stay at it between them losses, you're going to turn them into some dubs, some wins. And here's somebody who was taking some losses early in his career. I was there. Tony Romo. Tony Romo. He wasn't a franchise quarterback when I was in Dallas. No, he was not. Tony Romo now, top broadcaster. But he still got to take some L's. Listen to him.
Tony, let's talk about you commentating. Obviously, do you keep up with fan response? And when there's 50-some million people listening and watching what you're doing, you understand that there is going to be reactions, both incredibly positive and negative, because I don't think there's ever been a color commentator that has been well-liked. Because at some moment, you're going to have to call a terrible time for a team's history. Like, there's going to be a devastating loss, and the play-by-play person is going to have to be the voice of that loss and that celebration of the other team. So I think there's always going to be a sense of hatred that you are going to be associated with a negative thing happening for something that people love, especially at the mass amount of people that watch football games. Do you keep up with the shit that gets sent about you? Do you keep up with the praise? Like, how do you kind of deal with 50-some million people having an opinion on how you set the tone of a football game? How do you deal with that?
Well, I think it goes with territory. Like, people are like, what about the criticism here? I was like, well, I mean, do you, like, you guys go through this all the time too. It's like, you're doing you, and you got to be yourself and everything, and you're trying the best. It's not like you're never not trying your hardest to go be great at something. But then you look at it, and it's like, I mean, your whole crew, the noise is the noise. It's part of being in this job. And to me, it's like, it's up, it's down. But at the end of the day, I mean, you don't really listen to things unless, to me, it's like all the fans come up to me and say how much they love us and everything. And it's like, that's what I feel. As far as looking at stuff online, it's just part of the process. But I don't think it really changes things. It's like, if everyone likes you. I mean, they're watching you. So there has to be something there. But we're also commenting on their teams that are winning and losing. It's like, I don't like someone when he's not fully rooting for my team. So there's a balance you try. I root for both teams. I root for guys who love the sport, who care so deeply, and they want to win. It's like, I want them to care as much as I did. And those are the guys you kind of like root for a little bit. And sometimes it comes across a certain way, but I love it. It's a great job.
Blah, blah, blah. It's good to hear that he still is making lemonade of it whenever they throw him lemons. And more importantly, dog, you got it good. That sucker there making $1 million every time he go up there and just talk about the game that he loves and he played. Come on now. And he's right. The biggest takeaway was, yo, everyone that comes up to me, nothing but love. So all this online, these farm bots out in India, and all these people just mad and upset. If you so mad at me, then you kind of telling on yourself like it ain't that serious. So good job, Romo, for just keeping it your head above all the fray. Seriously. Now, let's get into the topic of the day. Let me read these comments before we get into this Bill Belichick Hall of Fame, because, oh, my God. Woo. Woosah. Salute to you, Marcellus Paul Thomas. Salute to you, too, senor. Love you guys. Jared M. says Romo was fantastic last weekend. That's tough for me. I know when they're bad, and I also know when they're good, but most of the time they're always good. Like, it's rare. Only times that I think it's bad is when it's like the guys you could tell just starting. They kind of suspect, like being real. Like, I can see why you the C team or D team. You know, they all too excited, or they trying to make all these cultural examples. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into this. Belichick is waiting. All right, here we go. Oh, this hurts because you know how much I love Bill Belichick. In an interview with ESPN on Tuesday night, Napoleon denied telling fellow voters that Belichick should serve a 1-year penance for Spygate. But he said he heard his fellow voters float that idea. Oh, I'm going to get back to that. But he insisted that he didn't agree or disagree with the proposal. Come on, son. Come on, son. I'm around it. Yeah, they were throwing mud everywhere, but I'm clean. This white linen, I'm good. Oh, come on, son. Napoleon said he voted for Kraft and even spoke up on his behalf during the deliberations. Didn't you just say you didn't agree or disagree on that talk, but you didn't vote for him? Why'd you lead with that? Liar. Saying Kraft had no knowledge of the Spygate scheme. Oh, you talking about Kraft and Belichick. This ain't adding up. All I know. Let me finish. Napoleon added that he could not remember with 100% certainty if he voted for. I knew it wasn't up. 100% certainty if he voted for Belichick. Oh, really? Now you forget? Did you forget that Lamar Jackson should play quarterback or not? No, saying he was 95% sure he voted for the coach and the player, most likely. I got to stall him out now. I'm starting to feel bad for Bill Napoleon. He might be he might be that old now because he talking about 95%. You imagine getting an argument with your wife. She's like, did you do it or not? 95% of me thinks I did. I was shocked to learn Bill didn't get in. Oh, I bet you were. Real shocked. You was like, damn, everybody listen to me? He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. This comes off a stunner that Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He didn't get elected this year despite being an 8-time Super Bowl champion He failed to get 40 out of 50 votes. Let me tell you what this does. Beyond, everybody got a reason. I hate this so much because I'm not a Hall of Famer. At every level except the pro, I am a Hall of Famer. College, high school, all that. Pop Warner, Jesus. When you're not something, your thoughts are reverence, respect for what that is. I didn't qualify. Move on. But when someone qualifies and don't get in, they don't get it. You like, that is some bullshit. That is a fraud. Now I feel worse because I'm like, y'all not letting the ones who deserve to get in there? That is a mess. That is some BS. That is a sham. Because now I don't even respect the people in there fully because any coach in there ahead of Bill Belichick. But I already been here before. They did this to the best receiver I ever seen that I played against for sure. Top 3 for sure. His name is Terrell Owens. And when he wasn't first ballot, I was like, what? What? T.O.? So we're not done. The reactions are coming in strong, as they should. Talk to us.
Listen, number one, when you make that statement, Bill Polian, you're lying. And you know you're lying. Okay. You know you didn't vote for him. Yeah. You know you didn't vote for him.
Talk T.
Don't lie.
Talk T.
This is perfect because, Bill Belichick, and when I say this is perfect, it's because this whole process now needs to be overhauled. It needs to be overhauled. The whole voting process is guys that's in that probably shouldn't be in, and there's guys that aren't in that really should be in. If you didn't vote for Bill Belichick, you should be stripped of your voting rights. Everybody that didn't vote for Bill Belichick, you should.
But the problem is, we don't know who it is because this ain't baseball. In baseball, they say whoever voting, you better say your name with your vote. Not in football, whole different animal. Pastor Cavassier.
He's earned this, man. He's earned this. Like when you earn something, you should get rewarded for what you've accomplished. The same thing they did to T.O. Same thing they did to T.O. T.O. should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Say it.
He wasn't. Anybody that did not vote for Bill Belichick should be stripped. They should never be able to vote again.
That's an incredible
They should
take.
never be able to vote again because they made this personal. Was it we on the baseball stuff. They felt like he cheated, so we're not voting him in.
Yep.
Are you not going to ever vote him in now?
Yep.
Because that's what's happened in baseball. The guys that cheated, they have yet to get voted in.
Yep.
So now you're going to do this with Bill? Or did you not vote him in because he was mean to you in press conferences and you're holding a grudge that he was mean to you? He didn't give you the answer you wanted. I don't know Belichick. I met him, said, what's up?
I hurt my shoulder doing that damn thing. I'm serious. I met Belichick. I love that dude. That dude is funny, but it's a layer. It's a disguise. You got to get through it. It's a mask. Him and Parcells. Come on.
But for him and his family, bro, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Because he's earned this. When you think, you can't even tell the story of the National Football League without bringing up Bill Belichick. You can't tell the story of the National Football League without bringing up Bill Belichick.
I chose Flavor Flavin over there, boy. Yeah, Chuck. Hey, respect to what they doing. Respect to that take. That was a fire take because that's true. Fuck. I'm trying not to curse on this show so more kids can watch because, I don't want to exclude the kids because then them family shows is the ones that really win, right? And I want to make sure that we can help the itty bitties. But god dang, what are y'all talking about? This makes no sense. Make sense of it.
Like, man, they all right, but if you look hard at his record without Brady, that's like all right, but then once Brady left and went down to Tampa and won a chip, it made Bill look really bad. And then if you look at Bill over the last 4 years, they made the playoffs one time and went to Josh Allen and got that. But Josh Allen never
left.
punted.
Gronk left.
Okay.
Edelman's gone. Mayo gone. Everybody's gone.
Okay, but Josh put 37 on him and never punted against Bill Belichick's defense.
Because he got a little baby team.
Bill
He had to
Belichick
rebuild
is
everybody
not a
gone
first
type
ballot
team.
Hall of
It don't matter. It don't matter. If we talking about Sam Darnold, is we even having a conversation if he's top 10, then Bill is like -5
of the world.
Hey,
This makes me think of Bill Belichick's not a Hall of Famer. Okay. What's the point? What is the point? What are we doing here? Like it's like the Dallas Cowboys. Every time I hear somebody clown the Dallas Cowboys, it makes me think, do you really understand history? Do you understand what the Cowboys were? I grew up seeing the Cowboys destroy teams. It's been a long time. A big distance between then and now. I understand that. But we going to forget that? So when people talk about Jerry Jones, I'm like, dog, don't forget. He won 3 out of 4. Don't trip, Crip. Like, what are we doing here? And it feels like that with Belichick. Like, once you did it, it's in stone. Isn't that what every champion says? You can't take this away from me. You can't take 8 away from him. Oh, well, we can say it's an asterisk or blemish. All right, take 2 away. He still got 6. Take 3 away. He still got 5. What are y'all doing here?
Oh. Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Man.
Talk about recency bias. When he goes to Carolina and can't make a bowl game.
Oh, man, come
That's
on
the
now.
college.
It's Carolina.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm just saying.
Give him that Indiana team.
Okay, what have you done for me lately? Signetti built that Indiana team through the portal.
Exactly.
With the help from Mark Cuban.
He did a great GM job.
Man, I thought I knew who might get in this year. Now I don't know. Now I don't. And what's crazy is Steve Weiss worked at the network, and he said y'all gonna be surprised at the people this year. I'm like, I didn't think Belichick was gonna be the surprise.
Yeah.
Like, how can Bill not be a first ballot? That's like a shame.
No,
that's a shame. The NFL should be ashamed, bro.
Man, please.
Yeah.
Didn't help his reputation.
Well,
but shit, motherfuckers snorting cocaine, smoking crack. Shit, killing motherfuckers. They still in the Hall of Fame. So what?
Yeah. Beyond that point, let's just go back to Spygate. They did bring it up. And then, obviously that doesn't help you. So that is a blemish. What did you know? What did you really do? Deflategate. What did you do? What did you really know? You had that guy that wasn't really on staff, but he was on staff, and his job was to kind of like get cheat codes or whatever. We heard all the rumors, or if not the truth. Point being, I think really the reason he's not in is the same reason we do all of these topics. And we try to show the discrepancies and the hypocrisy. Likability, man. When people like you, things just flow and go for you. When they don't like you, and right now they don't like Bill Belichick. We're going to get into Pablo Torre. He got some issues, and obviously what he went through with Bill Belichick and his young girlfriend. Like, whenever you become the piñata, people unnecessarily and people unjustified will go at you and forget who you are. Jerry Jones goes through this every day. I can't believe that Jerry Jones slander. Dog, he got the #1 valued sports franchise in the world. 2, he won 3. And y'all act like, if I ever do something and y'all forget it, what's the point of doing it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing?
I know. What did
Like, you know what I'm saying? What we talking about?
Well,
we could go down the list of the Hall of Famers and the shit that they was doing.
Like Bill Parcells
come on,
said, man, LT, I just let him do whatever. And he told you what he was doing.
Man, come on, bro. Boys getting murder charges.
Okay, but a coach blatantly cheated and got caught, right?
Blatantly
beat
a murder charge and got caught.
Okay.
What we're talking about.
Did 12 get suspended for Deflategate?
Yes.
Tom Brady got suspended, right?
Guess what? His first game back was against my ass.
So when Tom come up, hey, if Tom Brady come up, and I want to hear that same thing. Well, Tom shouldn't get in first because he got suspended for that, man.
Yeah. Like Bill was saying, deflate them balls a little bit.
Hey, Tom said I got there 5 hours early and did that, man.
Hey, but wait a second. Brady went to court and would have stayed in court if the season hadn't come back so fast that he couldn't go to the next level of court to continue to fight. But he...
Damn. They like Brady more than they like Belichick right now in the general population, right? Your Q rating. But, if this was like last year with Brady on that microphone in that booth and people were tearing him up and then let some scandal happen, your likability goes away. All of a sudden we start using these issues against you, right? And let's not forget, Tom Brady did destroy his phone, did he not? Yeah, remember that? You can fight all you want. Why you destroy your phone? Never mind.
And that's besides the point, man. It's a lot of dudes who cheat. Boys taking steroids. It's all kind of.
But he's a coach, and remember,
that's even worse. To me, a player you taking steroids. That's even worse. You are cheating.
Okay, I just remember that
you on the field actually playing and cheating.
Okay, but one of the greatest coaches ever, Don Shula, called Belichick Belicheat. He called him that publicly, and that was like for a lot of those old school voters that will resonate.
Don Shula,
well, he won. He was the 17-0 coach.
Well,
who don't know that? Blah blah blah. Damn, I ain't know Don Shula said that. Ooh, that's gang related. That certainly stains the brains of a lot of old mains out there, right? So let's get into this last part of how people were just like, this is totally, utterly, historically stupid. Let's read some of these reactions that we have in list order. Booger said, it's a disgrace to the game of football for this to happen. Man, Dave Portnoy said, whoever didn't vote for Belichick should probably not only have their votes taken away, but be executed. Oh man, I wish I could go to this place. This is funny. That's so good. I can't go there. I can't even do that with a smile. That's hilarious. Jason McCordy says, I need someone to explain to me what a first ballot Hall of Fame coach looks like if it's not Bill. Okay, Jordan Schultz said, regardless of your opinion of Bill Belichick, him not being a first ballot Hall of Famer is a disgrace. And a direct indictment on the Hall of Fame itself, just an absolute joke. We have any more? Matt Miller, this reeks of jealousy and spite. Pat McAfee, Bill Belichick is officially not a first ballot Pro Football Hall of Famer. Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick could be in GOAT conversations for coach and GM, and he isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer in our Pro Football Hall of Fame. JJ Watt says, I can't be reading this right. This has to be some knockoff Hall of Fame or something. It can't be the actual NFL Hall of Fame, Balboa. There's not a single word whatsoever in which Bill Belichick should not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm going to read them all stupid now. Dan Orlowski said, this isn't real, right? Jimmy Traynor said, I never would have thought that the sports figure to unite all of Twitter and temporarily end our deep division would be this guy. Ryan Clark says, if rumors are true and Bill Polian led the charge of Belichick waiting because of Deflategate and Spygate, does that mean that Tom Brady has to wait too? Because ain't no freaking way Tom is waiting or should wait. And neither should Bill. Phil Yates says, completely ridiculous. Damn, how many people responded to this? This is a good list. Mark Sessler says, totally, utterly, historically, stupid. He said, low down, shifty, limited, and grimy. Remember that? Onyx, I think that's it. All right, low down, shifty, limited, and grimy. Used to remember that. All right, beat up in the comments what y'all talking about Belichick. Then we're going to get into Stephen A. Smith talking about these head coaches and some racial discrepancies. Exposing the NFL. This was personal against Belichick, Sal Perez says. Somebody hates him and is being zesty. More than hate him, it's at least 10. You got to get 40 to 50 votes, so it's 10 people hating him. They had a crew, a clique, a gang. Crazy, right? And speaking of zesty, one of those rappers that I really like, I forget his name. He tried to remix Tupac's video. What's his name? I mean, whoever's his creative director did him wrong. I ain't never seen something more zesty than that, than a Zest commercial. He was zestfully clean. He ain't fully clean till he's zestfully clean. Oh my God. Y'all got to see this. I got to find that. Nah, I can't play it. It's a music video. But, whoa. Next level. All right, Stephen A., what you talking about? What's cracking like a Megan?
Number to call up is 888-623-3646. Last point before I go to commercial break. If you look on the list, NFL head coaches, there were 10 openings. 7 have been filled. The Giants hired John Harbaugh. Dolphins hired Jeff Hafley, defensive coordinator, out of Green Bay. The Titans hired Robert Saleh, Lebanese descent, defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, former head coach for the New York Jets. The Falcons hired former Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski. the Ravens hired Jesse Minter. The Steelers, as you saw, were McCarthy. Minter used to be in Baltimore years ago before he departed and was serving as a defense coordinator in the Chargers. And now you got McCarthy and now Joe Brady. Ladies and gentlemen, there's 3 hires to fill: Arizona, Cleveland, and Las Vegas. We can debate whether or not Deion Sanders needs to be the next head coach for the Cleveland Browns, if you like. Here's the big things I need y'all to understand. There's only one non-white coach that was hired. Of the 7 openings, 6 were filled by white men, and 1 was filled by a non-white individual of Lebanese descent, Robert Saleh. Not a single black coach was hired. And in the year 2025, decades after the Rooney Rule was inserted and implemented, and it was supposed to be so folks could get a fair shake and a fair shot, there are now 3 black head coaches in the National Football League. 3. That's it.
I stopped it on purpose. Okay, that's it. All right, we're gonna have to hear why you got a problem with that. Oh, representation. Well, I know one black coach that just said, peace. He quit. We're going to talk about that line that you got to get in to become a head coach, because I don't think we talk enough about the behind the scenes, right? How this really works in dynamic. So let's just stay on the topical level and hear what he's saying in terms of substance to support this.
Just 3. And so I look at it from that standpoint, and it's not really a good feeling. Now, I know there's some people out there that's listening on the radio, and I just, recently heard somebody called up to complain to Sirius XM.
Did he just say it didn't feel good? Remember how we started this show off with that little fake compassion card that everyone plays? And I told you how I grew up. I was like, man, what you want out of it? You ain't just coming over here to help me out. There are too many groups. There are too many people that need help more than me. Then, how many black coaches we got? Like, why you... For a world that doesn't want to be judged by its color, why are you always looking for color? I just don't get the hypocrisy. Do you want to be judged by your color and all the stereotypes and prejudices that come with it? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Do you? Or do you want people to be like, oh, Stephen A. Smith is a beast. Who works harder? Who's more entertaining? That ain't color-based. I'm listening.
Because I brought that up. I want to be the first to say I could give less than a damn.
Say it, baby. You black. I'm black. You black and black.
It ain't too many black radio hosts, particularly in prime positions like I am.
Say it.
And when I notice the paucity of African-American coaches, I'm going to say something about it. I'm not going to belabor it. I'm not going to spend 2 hours or 2 weeks on it or anything like that. But I am going to mention it.
Well, you need to mention you ain't hired nobody black after Molly left in, damn it. You got all that power in that pool. Need to mention how you had Ryan Clark out there asking and crying and begging when you know you could have just even given that contract when he wanted it. I love how they be pointing at everybody else ain't doing the black thing, and then when they got the chance to do the black thing, they do a little different too. I don't even know. I don't even care, but let's just say, of all the rotating carousel people on ESPN, how many of them black on First Take? Is it half and half? Is it 70%? I always remember when people were saying this in like the 80s, late 80s, like, oh man, ain't no black representation, blah, blah, blah. And Eazy-E, because of Eazy-E, because he owned his own record label. And then he went with Jerry Heller, and then, he's Jewish, and everybody was like, oh, see what happens, you should have ran your own black. Then what came after that? Death Row. Black. So I summed up. I was like, man, you know what's interesting? When whoever gets power, they gonna hire who they want to hire, or they gonna hire what they like, or they gonna hire their likeness. But I just don't think there's a through line that we're trying to suggest prejudice or racism when people are not in the line that are qualified, that desire it. There's Brian Flores. Who else? I mean, I know I'm missing somebody, but the point is, this whole like quota system. He know brothers don't get in the coaching line if he knows sports like the white guys do. Brothers ain't trying to be GAs to the same degree, even though they are now more than ever. I know that for a fact. I know a gang of black assistant coaches. But guess what? I know more white ones. And I knew them earlier. I played. You forgot I played, bruh. When we had practice, we talking about you about to retire, we talking about what you going to do next in life. It was almost by color. Black dudes like, now I'm going to keep playing ball till I fall, or I'm just going to chill, or I'm about to go get a business. White guy, about to go to Northern Michigan, Illinois Tech and be a GA. Real spit. I'm like, all right. Now you look up, sucker, the head coach of Indiana. Like, it's just great. Like, it's a different animal, but if we're going to talk it, let's talk it. We're the black lady on First Take that hosted.
Because there's a lot of qualified black coaches in the profession. And they're not the ones getting the opportunity. And what really stands out in my mind is, dare I say, the word nepotism.
What if Pat McAfee went up there and said, all these hires, white guys, huh? We need more. Like, if Pat McAfee focused on white, like Stephen A is focusing on black, it would be a weird world, wouldn't it? You'd be like, well, he can't do that because historically. Well, historically, Stephen A's history ain't the same as historically. Are you kidding me? There are other big radio hosts. Ricky Smiley's huge. Steve Harvey's huge. I don't even know the whole list, and I know they're huge. Man, let's keep going. Keep going.
Because as I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I've got my researchers putting some notes together, okay? Some of the top remaining head coaching candidates outside of Vance Joseph, defense coordinator in Denver, there's still a lot of nepotism. How would I say this? Where would this come from?
I got to stop you because this is an amazing comment, and this is true. Jared M., I love you, big dog. I wish I could Snapchat, what is it? Super chat you some money. He says, doctors, teachers, engineers. Nope. Black culture is dependent on the amount of NFL coaches the culture has. Shake my damn head. Boy, me and you speaking the same language. What the hell are you?
These coaches are damn good, and if they get the job, they deserve it. I understand it. I'm not questioning their qualifications at all. I'm just simply pointing out the discrepancy. One of the big-time coaching candidates is Rams defensive coordinator Chris Shula. He happens to be Don Shula's grandson, the late, great coach of the Miami Dolphins, the great coach of the Miami Dolphins, I'm sorry. Coach Dan Marino's a boy, Coach Bob Greasy, coached the undefeated season in 1972, all of that stuff. His father's David Shula, who was the head coach of the Bengals at one time. You know Matt LaFleur, the head coach for the Green Bay Packers? Did you know his brother is the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams, who just lost in the NFC title game? Did a damn good job, by the way. But he's a coaching candidate for the job. And, of course, Seattle's offensive coordinator is a guy by the name of Clint Kubiak. That happens to be Gary Kubiak's son, former head coach for the Denver Broncos.
I'm not going on Anton Daniels, Corey Holcomb level, but didn't Stephen A have his daughter on this show a lot? And I love it. But I'm just, why we hate nepotism? Back of the jersey matters, bruh. Respect that last name. Old Testament. Let's go.
Just pointing that out.
Me too.
All three of those guys deserve consideration. And if they end up getting the job, I want to be the first to say, congratulations. But that will be 10 openings. And not a single African American will have been hired.
Well, we all got Aaron Glenn with the Jets that you love so much. Let me stop. Come on, man. We got a coach that never lost a season, and then we got a coach that probably never win a season. Depends on how he get going on this year, too. Come on, Aaron Glenn.
In the year 2025, I'd like to be the first to say that's alarming. No Brian Flores, no Vance Joseph, no Anthony Weaver with the Dolphins, no prime time.
What? You can't win in college.
Just a thought.
What are you doing? Just a thought. I love it. Hey,
Mad Dog 6 is always in
one thing I love about Stephen A, he don't give a damn. But I do. It's just, that is just reckless. That is reckless. And I know where it's coming from. It's either coming from a symbolic place of like, hey, I'm looking out. I ain't going too far, y'all. I'm still down. 20 mil, don't trip, Crip. I'm still here with y'all. I'm from the streets of Hollis and all that little, look, dog, I'm good. I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody, okay? If you don't see it already, then you ain't gonna ever see it. If you don't see I'm black, then I ain't, what do you mean? Pander to you so you can say I'm still connected? Or deep insecurity? Like, I literally look at people. You know how they have this narrative, and it may be true, it's certainly a lot of support for it, that light-skinned black people or even mixed kids or whatever, they're even more blackety black than the dark ones. Now, I knew I grew up with a few, but I grew up with a lot of light-skinned people, and they all weren't like that. But when you want to talk about somebody going plickety black, you be like, dog, oh, your wife white. Oh, your mama white. Oh, your baby mama white. Oh, you mixed. And it's like, it's almost like the insecurity has to be scratched. That itch has to be scratched by, I'm going to overcompensate. I'm a black man, and I'm just here to tell you that looking at the sideline to see how many black coaches there are, it has no impact on me because of this reason. I know how it goes to get in that position. And I don't know one candidate that is getting slapped in the face that's black, that I'm like, he can't. Now, I see some that are qualified that maybe should get it, should not get it, but I see white ones as well. But I don't see anybody getting stiff-armed that's black. Like, being real, Brian Flores already been a coach. Now, I know he didn't want the quarterback, so he already started off on the wrong foot and all that stuff. But what I saw, you're right. I don't like none of these retreads. I've been saying it for a month. Yo, the retread at the quarterback position and at the head coach position is just silly. But I don't need confirmation that I'm on the sideline. I'm not on the sideline. That's another black guy who has a whole different life and experience than I do. I like seeing players. I like seeing good players. I don't look at Christian McCaffrey any less than I do Saquon Barkley. I don't get more inspired watching Saquon Barkley play over Christian McCaffrey. What kind of dumbass world is this? What? The baller gets it. Now, with coaching, it's a little different because it's not so objective, right? We don't have the tangibles like we do other than record, win, loss. But if you don't get an opportunity, how you going to do it? Well, some of them, everyone you name has had opportunities. And we still got some that have opportunities. It's just racializing this one is just, oh, God. But I fell for the trap. I took the cheese. It is what it is. Itty bitties. Be a pioneer. Go somewhere just because you want to go there. Don't do this. I'm going in here. Oh, ain't nobody black there. I see parents already coaching their kids up like this. This is a damn shame. I don't like that situation. I don't like that place. I don't like that school. I don't like this. I was like, why? It's not enough of us. Well, you going to make less of us to make more of us? If you don't go, who going to? There's already some us. But even my son, daughter, they ain't even thinking that way. But I don't give a damn if they go in there, they the only one. Y'all about to learn now. Welcome to who I am. I walk into class. I swear, I think it's because I was on the academic decathlon team. I told you that when I was real young. And, obviously they like, what the hell are you doing here? And I was like, trying to be smarter than you. What the hell are you doing here? And then, I am not sensitive to that. I walk in the room. I'm in the room. It's enough. Y'all some punks. I need everybody with me. Where the gang at? Where we at? Scared ass people. And anybody tell me different, you know you lying. You insecure. It's okay. You may out-argue me. You may have a lot more insecure people with you saying, yeah, and I'm just going to laugh. I am a nation of millions, and it only takes me. I go against you like public enemy. Oh, all I need is one mic, brother. All I need is me. My mama said, you are enough. I believed her, too. I don't need all this group. Now, I guess it helps. I always get into this discussion. I guess it helps some people. Good for you. But don't make it a mandate. Everywhere I go, I need to see 13% of us represented at least. And if it's the NFL, I need to see 54%, because that's how many players are on the field. Boy, you better hope white people don't wake up and start saying, all right, y'all want to play that game? Good. All right, 60% of us everywhere. Let's go. And it ain't because of white, black, or anything. It's just like, it's a stupid-ass mandate. If you want something to be it. If you want it to be it. If it is to be, it is up to me, not up to us, not up to y'all. Mark! Remember that in the movie? I don't even know what this clip is. I'm so upset that these racial mandates still exist. All I need is one mic. That's what do you think Nas is talking about? Give me an opportunity. I got it. Walking in the classroom, I want you to go in the classroom. Don't look at the teacher. Don't look for the teacher. Don't listen to the lesson plan. Don't do anything. I want you to count how many black people in there so we can see how comfortable you'll be. That is literally a book of how to raise a punk. Yeah, I said it. Be a pioneer. Don't be a punk. Okay. Now, what's this topic? We got to get off of that. I'm too much into that. Oh, Mike McCarthy. Ooh, Mike McCarthy been talking. And I know what he want. He going to tell you what he want.
Mike, Tim Benz over here from Trib Live. Question, just a football one for you. I'm not asking this from any other perspective except your own personal preference. In your best case scenario, do you want Aaron Rodgers back as your quarterback next year?
Where Mike McCarthy at? He's somewhere in there. Golly, Mike was drunk. He was like, what we doing here? What's cracking? He put that good suit on, too. That tie, he ready. Let's go, Mike. I love Mike McCarthy. I think it's going to work out just fine for them in Pittsburgh.
That's nice the way he asked that, right? That was slick. But, I mean, definitely. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. But, you know, I think just like anything, you know, knowing Aaron long enough, going through seasons, you know, I think when players, to see Mel Blunt here, I mean, when guys are up at that stage of their career, they need to step away and decompress it. I think that's very important. The game is so emotional, you know, what these men commit to and what they put into it. I think that time away is important, and I have spoken to Aaron, and so that's really where we are there. But I was able to sit back and watch the games. I watched most of the Pittsburgh games on TV, and I thought he was a great asset for the team.
Oh yeah, you definitely been sitting back. Hey, as a man who was just 307 pounds, a month ago? Now I'm 285 this morning, 285. So right now I've kind of plateaued in my 80s. Then I got to go through the next threshold to the 70s. So watch the sexy come back real soon. But look, this ain't introducing the new head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's the new deputy sheriff in Dane County. I got to get my jokes on. Oh, man, I love Mike McCarthy. Go out there and win, or at least don't have a losing season, because all that Mike Tomlin that they love still, you better not mess this up. You better not mess this up. All right, we're going to get into Pablo Torre having some spats, some beefs, and then we're going to get up out of here. Let me read these comments. That's a good line. All I need is one mic. Yep, the Ben C. I'm there. That's enough. I mean, look, I don't understand the ignorance of the representation argument as presented. As presented, it's saying we need to be represented, but then when there are situations you're not represented, you don't want to face the music. You don't want to fight through it. You don't want to deal with the headwind. You don't want to be the loner. You complain about it. You complain that there's not enough. And then when there's a lot, then all of a sudden you say, okay, we have enough to complain about because now we can criticize them. It's like we're going We're going to stall them out of criticism till we get to a critical mass, and then now we're going to light them up, and then that's going to reduce who they are. It's like, I guess we all playing a poker game because no one knows everybody, and that's the game they want to play. And I shouldn't be so perturbed by it, but I just see so many itty-bitties. When I see a kid not making it and I hear him start to lean into, well, this world ain't fair. And I was like, it ain't fair for anybody. What do you mean? He's like, oh, man, shoot. A little 17, 16-year-old, good age where they starting to know a little bit about the world, but they dumb as hell still. And they like, man, it ain't fair. What you mean ain't fair? Young black man, oh, God. What song have you just turned off? Like, what? Pablo, they on your head. Let's hear it.
Be totally different.
CR, how would you compare this to Pablo Torre's aspiration investigation? A lot of circumstantial evidence, but can't find the smoking gun. And Ballmer versus Arthur Lee Allen.
He should have
kind of
dressed
similar.
up. They kind of have a similar vibe.
Similar vibes.
Yeah, they do.
Ballmer and Pablo's spinning out a little bit like Graysmith did.
Yeah. I'm not the CEO of Aspiration, and I wouldn't tell you if I was. Be totally.
Okay, that's just one. But this one happened yesterday, too. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Pablo Torre calls out Chris Broussard. Chris Broussard? Insane analysis on Minneapolis shooting. This administration, I don't want to read that because I think I'm going to have to read it again. So let's just get to it. All right. So, damn, Pablo. Chris Broussard says, if you can't clearly and boldly state the craziness of Democrats being unable to define what a woman is and saying men can get pregnant. Okay, so that's Marc Lamont Hill said that. And that lady the Dr. Verma, who went in front of the Senate, I think, and she could not answer, can a man get pregnant? So that's what he's saying. And so he's trying to be balanced. The madness of Republicans defending the murder of Alex Preddy, then you're following a political party ideology and not the Lord Jesus Christ. Now, everybody knows that Chris Broussard is religified. So do not. Anyway, he did. All right, so Pablo Torre did. Pablo Torre says, this equivalence is obviously insane. Is it? But there is a through line here. See, insane equivalence, but there is something of commonality. I guess two things can be true, but I don't think so. Which is that this administration and its array of compliant media companies really want you to think that the marginalized people they're actively victimizing are somehow the real bullies. It's batshit. I think he's using that Chris Broussard's on Fox, FS1. So, media companies. Let me just inform people real quick. I'm not gonna jump in the middle of that one right now because I need some more video. I need to hear it, get tonality. One, Fox and FS1, in terms of politics, not even connected. And people don't know that, like literally. Like FS1 is owned by Disney, right? Didn't they buy in all that? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just knew from even before because they purchased it when I was there. Before that, there is not a single Rupert Murdoch mandate talk. I never met a Murdoch. It's none of that. So just clear that up. But two, there's an equivalence that's insane, but it's also a through line here. Not much there, Pablo. I'm gonna wait. But I want to say this about Pablo. This is the thing. I do agree with Bill Simmons, in the sense of these circumstantial arguments are great podcasts, but I don't know if they hold up. We'll see what happens with Steve Ballmer. They're not gonna do anything in the NBA until after the All-Star game because Intuit Dome is hosting the All-Star game. But after that, we'll see what happens. So I will reserve judgment. But I have not been thoroughly convinced of any of these investigations so far, but thoroughly entertained, which is obviously insane. Let me stop. So we'll see, Pablo. All right, we only got a minute left before I got to go get these itty bitties. So it's time to skip over topics. That's what we do on this show. Let's get some fun. Oh, we got a good one. Jason Tatum and them dudes breaking it down. Oh, we got Kenya Martin. Oh, we got LeBron. Damn, this show was heavy. Well, I'm thinking I'm doing a 9-hour show. Okay, here. All right, we're going to get out of here with some quick ones, real quick. Look at travel back in the days. This is crazy. Like back in the days, this is what they used to call traveling compared to now. I thought this was fascinating. So watch this. He blew that travel. You see that? Now watch this. First of all, this sucker huge. It's like a pterodactyl coming at you. Oh, that's probably why they didn't see it. Because this sucker's huge. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. Get your luggage. We are taking a flight. That is called travel, baby. Goodness. Oh, that's sick. Here's another one, I think. Since y'all know sometimes I go there, I have a sense of humor. Really good sense of humor, I think. Huh? What? What we doing? Hey, Choose wise, fellas. Choose wise. Hey, I don't promote violence, but like every sports fan, especially boxing fan, certainly support it when it's in the ring. But that was funny. This is the last one that we're going to get up out of here. Watch this cat. Let's go. What's wrong with you, boy? What's up, homie? What's up, nigga? What up, blood? What? What? That cat got he got his Tyson bobble on. Oh, man, I got to get up out of here. Love for you guys. Oh, man. Hope y'all have an amazing day and smile through it all. Make some lemonade. Don't lose your enthusiasm between the wins, obviously, but also the losses, okay? Let's have a great one. Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole.